Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rival Esports and welcome back to the Spring Open. Thank you for sticking around. If you've been here the whole time, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself as we've seen some fantastic matches. Again, I am Samuel, joined with my buddy Nambi, and we are rounding out this tournament, Nambi, and we have got the final two teams in this here. We've got, actually, I was looking it up, we've got all 7 other teams qualified for our finals. That's Lights Out, who took that 7th spot, and now it's going to be between these two teams here. This is Lightspeed coming up against eStormGG, and just like that previous series, guys, this has the implications directly into the finals. Whoever can take this one will move forward. And let's see, maybe we can get that golden goal moment. I've only seen it once in this tournament. Unfortunately, that was not on stream, but I would love to see a little golden goal, Nambi.
Yeah, I'd love to see it go to like a series where it has to be decided on another game, which would be very interesting to see. Although, I mean, from what we did see, especially from the last series, it was only if the last team won that would have definitely been whoever was going to move on, because it was such an interesting series because of the Swiss bracket we got going.
Yeah, that one game really decided that big goal differential. See if we get anything like that here. If it's going to be close, Demo there almost leads to a goal for the Lightspeed squad, but they can't get a shot on. Now it is Perma there for Lightspeed, out to center, and a nice fortuitous bounce there to Jit. Can he put it on? No! The shot not there despite no defender back. That is not a goal. Wide open net there, and definitely a missed opportunity.
That was missed by 2 players, Jit and Perma, and Perma was just in a really awkward position, and Jit was trying to pass it to him, or looked like he was trying to shoot it. And who knows? That could be the difference between them winning or losing here.
Yeah, you never know. Every goal is certainly important, but they are continuing to press. See now some more offense for there, and another open net for Jit. He does not make any mistake there. The second opportunity in life, don't always get them, but when you do, you got to cash in.
Yeah, and Oreo just taking out Toon out of the game for sure, doing the whole bumping. And Toon was unable to save that, so it is going to be 1-0 coming in for, I will say, Lightspeed, because let's be honest, we can't just say all those numbers because they could score since then.
Yeah, I can't read all that. I can't do that. They made me do the science alone. That was enough making me learn science, but I have learned their light speed. But they were not moving at light speed there. Look at that. Which side are we talking here? We've got all 3 players of orange down in the blue side and no one in sight there for Lightspeed.
It's all based on the kickoff, so if your team kind of likes to risk it all, going for most of the kickoff hits, like it looks like Oreo and Jit love to do, you risk the one man that is back, and if he misses it, that chance from eStormGG is just going to come out swinging.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is necessarily the time to start taking those chances early. I mean, I guess you can kind of feel out the other side, maybe see what they're going to do on the kickoff. Maybe it's the best time to take those chances, but yeah, they need to keep in mind how important every goal is. We're now down to a 1-1 game, but still 3 minutes to play here. Make the next over. Shadow keeps this alive, and Toon's going to be the only one there. He's got time to both grab the boost and go for that challenge. He does get it past Jit. Gives time for Makenex to keep this there, but Shadow playing a little bit too far back. Can't keep this offensive play alive. I think Shadow maybe playing too defensively. Needed to see that his teammate had a chance there. But it works out for them as they have pushed right back downfield. See now, Lightspeed giving up that goal. They maybe are feeling a little bit uncertain. We saw a lot better play from them coming prior to that goal, and now it seems like they're really off back on their rear wheels.
Yeah, I think the only person that I can see really that is really trying to still be consistent is Jit, because he really knows how to clear it into the offensive area where there is nobody there. And I think eStormGG is really feeling those clears, those really effective ones coming out from Jit. Perma got past one, but Toon is unable to get it. It's still 1-1 in this series, so I mean, we could get our wishes here if it is close.
Yeah, 1-1, but some more chances here. Oreo, can he get it on? He does after Perma sets him up. It was a 1v2 after you saw that whiff by Toon. That left Shadow all alone, and he took a chance. He decided just to go for it. Can't blame him, because, I mean, you can't really play goal line defense not that close. So taking that dive at that, definitely I would think the best chance he had, but still he was hung out to dry there and can't make the stop. That's now Lightspeed with the lead yet again. They're back on top 2-1. This is just game one of this 4-game series. Jit now to the center, looking for the pass. Perma, though, expecting there might be a clear, didn't push up. But honestly, Perma had his teammate back, Namby. I think he probably could have pushed up on that chance. Maybe could have made that 3-0.
Yeah, he did have 2-1, especially on the board currently, and there was one man back, so I think if Perma even just predicted or even trusted his teammate to know it would have gone in, it could have been a 3-1 series, but this is just how close some of these games are. It's just based on reads, who gets the right read at the right time.
Yeah, as a nice read from Jit as he comes through, takes out Makenex with that demo. Really, really good play from Lightspeed now after they bounce back. They had a little bit of a lull after they... Now they're kind of back where they started in this game. They're looking to stay on top here, up 2-1. Perma looks for the doink redirect, can't get it. But Oreo just going to play this into the corner. He's got Perma up as well. Perma with the soft touch, doesn't get it, but Toon, the weak clear right back out, giving time for Lightspeed to come back around, grab boost from either the side or their back, and just continue this rotation. You can see they have been able to keep up the offense with this steady rotation that they've got. Now 30 seconds on the clock. This is the last chance here for eStormGG. Can Shadow get it? He doesn't, and neither can Makenex. Both players hitting the crossbar as they had a glorious chance to get this 2-2, but instead it's 2-1, and we have just 15 seconds to go. Shot accuracy so important, especially now. They don't get that goal, and now they're back on their side of the field, and this could do it as Oreo finishes it off. Instead of a 2-2 tie, we have a 3-1 lead for Lightspeed, and that looks like it's going to do it in game one.
Yeah, Makenex just a little too far under the ball to tie up the game, and that is how close it was to get tied. It was only 20 seconds left, but Lightspeed taking it now to 3-1 in the entire series. I mean, they really stuck together in this, especially in the defense. Jit making some great clears, and Perma maybe some bit of misreads, but again, Lightspeed are going to start off with a bang, are going up 2 goals already and plus a game, and each of these goals, remember, each of the goals and games, they matter entirely.
Yeah, and I love the bounce back coming from Lightspeed as well, as they had that early lead and gave up the goal to eStorm. Looked like maybe eStorm was going to start getting some pressure, as after that goal they looked really good, but after about 30 seconds after that, it was just all back to Lightspeed again as they started to really work eStorm down low. Even though it wasn't a ton of high percentage chances and shots on net, they just continued to just get those shots over and over and over again, which just eventually led to the defense of eStorm wilting. So good job by Lightspeed to just keep up that pressure, and it's going to be up to eStorm to bounce back here. As we go into game two, and we've seen a lot of close series here, Namby. The entire night has been just so close. So I would fully expect that eStorm have what it takes to get themselves back in.
Yeah, and there was a couple situations, at least for eStorm, that they found themselves without boost, kind of crowding the net, just hoping that the Lightspeed players would not capitalize on those chances. Because there we saw plenty of times that, hey, look, guys, we're out of boost. We have no other defensive chances now. If they get, like, even if they come rotating back and score again, they would have been able to up their scoring line. And see, the reason why we talk about more of the scoring now, especially not just the game win, is because the Swiss bracket also relies on you to score consistently and to keep on scoring. So when eStormGG were out of boost and they had a chance on the other end and Makenex missed it, that turned the game around into Lightspeed's favor to make it 3-1 in game one. So eStormGG's got to reset and make sure that they at least score 2 and get the win here.
Yeah, and I'd like to see them just try to get out of their end. They played so much of that previous game on defense. Aside from a little bit of flurry when they got that goal, it was mostly defense for them. So I know that they're looking to move downfield, trying to keep the offense in mind. You hear it a lot, but it's certainly true. Offense is the best defense. If you can just put up shots and keep the opponent at bay, you're not going to give up any goals if you're playing down in their end. So I'm sure that's what eStorm is looking to do right now. And Lightspeed, they're trying to build on that because I'm sure they're feeling pretty good right now. There was just a little bit of a hiccup that led to the goal. Other than that, they had a pretty dominant performance in that first game. So I'm sure for them, they're just looking to build on that.
Yeah, they're really comfortable to make eStormGG like move in uncomfortable spots, and the timing, especially with some of Lightspeed's hits, just made sure that they didn't have any boost left. They were out of rotation, and they had those little panic rotations, even just one or two, and you were able to see that they were able to slow down the transition into their offense, because eStormGG really didn't have a lot of offense to speak of from game one. They had a couple chances here and there, especially in the middle, but Lightspeed took those chances away very quickly, made sure that they were still in control of the ball, and some of the clears coming out, especially from Jit and Perma, sort of the duo I'm seeing in this game, where Jit likes to kind of set up Perma in some situations, and then Perma has to read them correctly. But again, those were just a couple of maybe mistakes in the offense, but really most of their midfield play and defense really shined for them in this game, or in the last one.
And one thing I was kind of noticing from eStorm is they've had a little bit of a tough journey here to get here. They've actually had to face both Jimmers and 3Noobs playing threes, who are both two teams that have cashed their ticket into the final. So that's a real tough go for them to have to go through those teams. And to be honest, they actually took down 3Noobs playing threes, which is one of the teams that qualified. So that's pretty good by them to be able to get this far despite having such a tough schedule like they've had.
Yeah, it's been really interesting over here to see how these have standed. So even though they may not have won all their games, even just based on some of these scores, like we even have game win percentage and then the Swiss score, which really does matter in the end here. So this is kind of a new bracket for a lot of us here, but it's been really a treat to see how these players kind of sort of treated kind of a new meta of the Swiss bracket versus elimination.
Yeah, good wins, I think, from both of these sides, so they should be feeling pretty confident as we get now into game number 2. Nambi got a quick restart there for Toon. We'll make sure and give him the best chance that he can. So he's back in this game, and we are back in as well. Game 2 underway. Perma over Makenex, going to cut that off. Shadow puts it on. Not on net, though, and Jit going to have a chance to cut it through. And look at that, Perma. Nice job to bounce that one downfield. Good teamwork there early for Lightspeed. Perma doesn't get a chance for that, but looking for Jit as he comes through. Jit not expecting that pass. They are really looking for each other early, and that's a good sign for Lightspeed. Not a great sign for eStorm. There's eStorm there. Oh, the shot never there. Save wasn't there either, but it didn't matter. Perma gets over just in time to make that one. Now some quick plays here coming from eStorm. A couple of quick shots coming from Shadow. Real close opportunities, just no goal.
Yeah, Lightspeed is a little bit running low on boost, but Oreo gets enough to at least clear it away. And the pressure sometimes, it also depends on the timing as well. If you can really pressure the team and take away any kind of boost that they have any at their disposal in the corners or even in the midfield, you definitely do have a chance. But the Lightspeed are really not panicking in this sense. We've seen Perma make some great saves and Oreo try to at least clear it to the side where it is where Lightspeed's able to clear it away in time.
Yeah, they may not be getting the ball downfield, but they're at least getting those saves right when they need them, kind of that last-ditch goal line effort, and it worked out for them there as they are able to stop that. Still just 2 shots registered on the board for eStorm, but that's the 2 shots we've seen in this game. You see Lightspeed trying to get some shots of their own. Those chances there don't lead to anything as we're back downfield. Makenex there, but no, Perma going to cut it through. Beats Shadow there as well. They've got an open net, and that will be it. Perma with the first goal. It was the 1-on-2 situation coming downfield, and Shadow decided not to shadow. Instead, went for that challenge.
Man, what a smart play from Perma to play the player. Just bounces it off the top of his car, passes it to himself. I mean, he already had Jit and Oreo coming in anyway, so even if he didn't get the rebound, both of them would have definitely secured the goal for them. So really smart play coming out of Perma to play the player and not to sort of already go for the shot and try to at least juke him out a little bit.
Yeah, and that was a dangerous challenge from Shadow. I'm not sure if that's the best situation when he's staring down 2 or 3 attackers. It's almost a situation where you have to kind of hold back and see what you can do. But he went for the challenge, didn't get it, and that's going to be a goal against. And now the whiff from Makenex. Oreo and Makenex both racing to the ball. Makenex, though, does have the boost to get that. After that goal from Lightspeed, we see the field starting to tilt a little bit in their favor, which the early going was going to eStorm. So this is a situation where they have to regroup, because if you remember, they did lose that first game as well. it's kind of interesting. eStorm seems to play really well until something goes wrong.
Yeah, Mayconnects can't get the clear. Shadow's still looking for that boost. He's able to get a little bit, but they're a little bit of a panic mode, and finally they're able to clear it away, but not for too long because Perma puts it mid. Toon has to clear this, and he does pass it to Shadow, so another close call from eStormGG. You can really see them how they're feeling the pressure.
Oreo now there. Oh, he's going to kicks it all by himself there. Just going to move it down the field. When you can get one player who makes an individual play like that, it really throws off the defense. That sets him up now for a chance. As Perma, all he's got to do is put that goal, put that shot on. He does, and that's a goal now for Lightspeed. They extend their lead to 2, and they are one step closer to that finals appearance.
Yeah, Perma getting both the demo and the goal. I mean, it's pretty much almost the trifecta of Rocket League. You know, demo, you pass, and then you shoot, and you score. Well, technically, I guess it's 4, so you know what? Maybe I'm wrong.
Nambi, no. You cannot be wrong, my friend. That's the advantage of doing what we do.
Can never be wrong. Jit! Oh my goodness, he made an amazing save.
Jit can do no wrong with the save at the goal line. Keeps this shutout intact for his team. And now he's going to come back downfield. He gets the save, and Jit gets the goal, trying to get that MVP for his squad. Perma beats Toon, and unfortunately, Mayconnects cannot get back in time.
Yeah, I think Mayconnects also was waiting for Perma to come behind him and demo him, so he's forced to make a play. And when you force a guy to do that, to come into your own play that you design like that, it's just always going to go right, for especially if you are Lightspeed. And they are continuing their onslaught. They're a very consistent team, keeping a 3-0 lead now over eStormGG. And if eStorm has any chance to come back into the series, they really need to start scoring goals here.
Yeah, just get some goals to get at least a little bit closer. Even if they don't take this, maybe get a couple goals on the board, not just for their mentality, but also for that overall goal total. I don't know if they're going to get it right now, Nambi, as this Lightspeed team, they play so well with the lead. We have seen just a stifling amount of offense coming from them. It's only 3 shots on the board, but I tell you, it doesn't feel like that. And you got to really commend them for converting on all 3 of those shots with the 100% shooting percentage right now.
Speaking of shooting percentage, Oreo is just always waiting for either Jit or Perma to make a shot. I can't believe that even worked. Shadow, I think, dodged away from that for that to happen. Is 13 seconds left. Lightspeed already has taken this.
Yeah, he went for that half flip back to get the save. Actually, it was pretty close there for Shadow, but unfortunately he had driven too far forward. That's a situation where if you've got your teammate on the near post, go ahead and stay on that far post. But Shadow went a little bit too far forward, and now that's 4-0 for Lightspeed. So this is very, very similar to the previous series where one team has now had this huge goal differential against them. So you got to figure here for this eStorm team, they need to win, and they need to win big if they're going to have any chance to take this here.
And speaking of which, I mean, and any goal will, like we did say, eStormGG is also playing very consistent too. At least they were able to score 1 goal. Perma's unable to save it, so, and we're already gonna, looks like we're also gonna need a new server after this too, because some players are noticing some bit of lag here. But so they take game 4-1 in the series. So eStormGG is a total of 2 goals in their series, and it's Lightspeed with 7. So they want to at least keep this momentum up. Lightspeed also do want to and keep winning games and such, but right now all Lightspeed really needs to do is to keep themselves in the series is just to win another game, and then they're pretty much in it. And then most of the goals differential, hopefully eStorm can maybe minimize that as much as they can. But if eStorm wins 2 of these games and is able to sort of differentiate and do the math, kind of, oh hey guys, we made enough goals and we won enough games, it could be an interesting series. But right now there's no pressure on Lightspeed right now.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough ask of eStormGG, because not only did they drop the first 2 games, but they did give up a few goals in doing so. So that goal total is 7-2 for the series. So even if they win the next 2, they're going to have to build back and get some of these large wins themselves. So we'll see if they can do it. This is game 3 of our final match of the night. Thank you for joining us, guys. And honestly, if you're still here with us, please do not be afraid to hit that follow button and also hit the subscribe button as well. These tournaments, we put them on for you, and your presence allows us to do it. So thank you for joining us, guys, and I hope you've really enjoyed what we've got going on so far. And I will say I'm enjoying right now what Lightspeed are doing. They have, you can tell they're feeling that flow, Namby. You know how it is. You start to feel good, and then good things happen.
Yeah, the splitting up the defense. I mean, Shadow and Magnex looks like they did have a chance on that. They both double committed for it, but they were in really tough spots. So Shadowrun's coming back to try to save it, and then Magnex is off at the sidewall to save it. And we know Spider-Man saves. We know how a lot of people are disliking those nowadays because, I mean, you're really in an awkward spot, and sometimes they just don't work.
Yeah, it's tough. You have to be very mechanically sound to be able to make those types of plays, that's for sure. And you may just be left up on the wall with nothing to save at all. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The game continues to change. The meta's there as well. Oreo, he saw Jit coming in and said, nah, I'm going to go ahead and take this one all myself. Oreo beat both Toon and Makenex, and he gets that one past Shadow to get the goal all himself there. 2-0 for Lightspeed. They continue to roll on.
Man, I feel really bad for Shadow missing that hit off of the sidewall, but you have to know, especially if you're playing in these kind of big tournaments, that when it's on the corner of the wall, the ball actually jumps a little bit, and you can't dodge also. And now that actually a great pass coming out from Makenex and Shadow to score it. I mean, this is exactly what eStormGG needs.
Yeah, that was good. That was really all Makenex there, as Oreo was coming in to get that challenge, but Makenex able to get that second opportunity to put it by him. So 1 goal on the board. They need a whole lot more if they're going to have any sort of chance, but at least gets them back within 1.
Oh, no.
Oh man. Oh.
Off of the kickoff. Oh, it's so heartbreaking to see because, you know, Shadow just kind of gets one bad kickoff. Toon goes for the wrong side boost, and Makenex actually cheats up. And it is the worst way or worst area for the ball to be in because now that Toon has to make an awkward hit, Makenex also has to come back. It's 3-1. Not even a minute has gone by yet, and it is just, man, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, and honestly, Namby, I think what we're seeing is a lot of that desperation that you might see near the end of a series because, honestly, eStorm recognized the situation that they're in, and they need goals. They're not going to move on to the finals. They're not going to get the Sunday if they don't score goals. So that means they're going to take more and more chances, which could mean situations like you just saw, cheating up on a face-off, giving up a goal. So it's kind of a catch-22.
Oh,
they continue to play with offense in mind, but instead it is just defense for them. Jit, Oreo's the decoy. It doesn't matter. Jit takes that all the way.
Jit he's playing out of his mind. Jit is lit, okay? He got it off. He did the air dribble into this back end of the wall, and then gets a double hit off of that. Like, that is absolutely insane. He's comfortable in this game. There's really not a lot you can take out of Jit's playstyle right now. Like, maybe except for that.
Maybe a little too comfortable, but you know, this is still a good situation for them. They've got the 4-2 lead now. Shadow does get another goal. That's the second goal for Shadow. He's doing everything he can to keep his team in this game. 2 goals and 2 shots for him, but maybe a little bit too little and a little too late, as this is still Lightspeed with the commanding 4-2 lead, and that goal differential in the series just continues to grow for them, as now that's 11-4 on that goal differential. So it looks like this may be all she wrote. We need to see some goals from esports. If you want eStormGG to win, guys, they need your love in the chat because they need goals right now, and they need it bad.
Yeah, they do. And now Perma's on another breakaway. That is the 3rd one we've seen in this game. And you do not want to give Perma breakaways because he knows how to handle the ball, especially into that zone. He actually passes it to Oreo. And the eStormGG defense really is in a bit of a panic to start scoring goals. They're just right now trying to shoot it in and not even have any kind of thought of mind game and Lightspeed.
No, and you know this is definitely a tough situation because all they're thinking about is how we've just got to score. And it's just incredibly difficult to score when that's all that's on your mind. Good chance here, Makenex up with a wall, but Toon, can't get there in time. That was a chance for them. They cannot convert. Instead, it's going to be Jit back downfield. All Jit as he challenges up on that. Oreo just going to wait back, plays it safe, recognizing they can just hold on to this lead, and they will have this one here. Toon down, Jit into the corner. Perma there. Off the wall, gonna play his own shot. Perma looking for the air dribble, doesn't get it as Shadow cuts it off, but it is still offense for Lightspeed. They are playing at Lightspeed right now, making the defense of eStorm look slow.
They are playing definitely a lot slower, but Perma and Jit missed the ball. This is Magnex's opportunity to finish it. Oreo comes screaming in to just take that chance away, and eStormGG just missed a golden opportunity there thanks to Oreo.
Yeah, that sort of defines, I think, the series here now for eSportGG. Just not able to get those finishing chances when they've had a chance. I mean, they've got 6 shots on goal, but just 2 goals to show for it, and honestly, not a whole lot of real tough chances for the defense of Lightspeed. They've been able to make these easy clears out and honestly just sort of sit on this lead as they know that if they stay on here, they will move forward and they will round out our 8 teams. We are down to a minute to go. It's a 4-2 lead here for Lightspeed. They connects up. Shadow there, wide open net. They may get that 3rd goal. They do. 3 goals on the board. But still, Nambi, if we do the math here, they need the win. That's the key. That's key. Forget the math. Forget all that. Just get the win here. Worry about the goals later. Secure this win, and you still may have a chance.
Yeah, they did. It's a must-win for them. Even if you go up 1 goal and then try to dominate at least in the next match, it's really hard to ask a team to really dominate after a team like Lightspeed has really taken it to them. Although, as I say that, Jit, is unable to save it in a very awkward save. He is actually looking behind the ball, so all he has to do is just, dodge backwards. But Shadow putting it in a perfect spot. And eStormGG are on a rampage trying to get these goals to stay in this.
Yeah, and Shadow himself is on a rampage. It's Shadow R. His R may stand for rampages. He's just put his team on his shoulders. I got to feel for Toon a little bit too. He's dealing with some ping issues as well, but he's been a champ just sticking in on this one. And they've got a chance. Oh, just as I say it, mouthing the words that the chance was there, the chance just goes away. Perma with the shot that throws Makenex off, not expecting that to come right at him, and that is just absolutely backbreaking.
Well, it's a great chance for all the wrong reasons because both players are sitting there having to just take that chance. I mean, there's no script to this game, Sam. It is back and forth. Someone makes one mistake in this game, and it is just, it's turned on its head.
Oh, man, what are they doing? This is their tournament. They're in control. They're in complete control. Just make sure you win the face-off. Don't give up the easy goal. Lightspeed, they don't want to make it easy, though. They want to maybe play another game. We're down 5-5 yet again. It's a tie. We have seen an absolute battle here from eStorm as they battle back, and this may be it. But no, Oreo comes over, saves it, and cuts it back upfield. Going to force Toon to get back and cannot do so. That long shot coming from Oreo will put them back on top with just 5 seconds to go.
I mean, they're all up because they want to score this. They don't want any. They're trusting their teammates to beat the challenges that are coming out. But then Oreo again takes that chance away and puts it all the way up from midfield. And they only have 3 seconds to even this up.
Yeah, got to keep the ball in the air. Can't let it drop here. Can they get the bounce? They don't. No shot on net. Lightspeed take game number 3. That's now 3-0 for them in the series, which means eStorm in a spot where they really can't move on right now. Looks like they are willing to play this one out. Remember, guys, we still do have 4 games in the series here, so see what we want to do as we move into this one. But Lightspeed so far just completely dominant in this series. That win there does give them now the 3-0 lead.
I mean, talking about a pendulum kind of game where it looked like Oreo and Lightspeed were on the top, right? And then they come back. eStormGG scores like 4 goals in a row with it looked like there was not even a defense around, especially for Lightspeed. And then eStormGG comes back, and then finally Lightspeed answers with another goal to tie up the game, and they answer again. eStorm goes again, and then Oreo takes it away. It's just, this game is just, there's no predicting who was going to win that game, and unfortunately Lightspeed were able to keep their cool a bit longer because they were able to get some great opportunities in the end.
Yeah, they really did, and I got to hand it to eStorm for not giving up on that as well. They were able to battle back, which was really impressive to see. But now this is almost for pride for them, I think, in this game here. Just try to get a game off of this this team here, this Lightspeed team. If nothing else, get some goals on the board, get a game. But I don't know if it's going to happen because we've already got 2 quick goals and we're just 9 seconds in.
Yeah, we've never had to eat our words so fast as to. It's really important for them to at least have a little bit of a morale boost. But Oreo and Jit just want to take, it's kind of almost not really bad manners, but just really want to cement their lead into this. And the more points they can get in this series, the better chances they can have of facing at least those qualifiers on Sunday.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing to keep in mind is how the teams do today probably will come into play in how they're seeded on Sunday. So, you know, that's a really good point, Nami, is I'm sure now, even though they're going to move on, this is a situation where Lightspeed want to continue to do well, take this game and increase their win percentage in this tournament. But Shadow right there, he's not ready to go home. He's not ready to be done yet. He scored basically all of his goals for his team in that previous game, and he continues to be the one guy on the board here for this team that can get a goal.
Yeah, Shadow. I think Shadow R really did put his back on his team. I mean, look at these shots. Now that he's making these great shots from these games, I'm just wondering, these shots, I mean, where were they from game 1 and game 2? I mean, they definitely needed them in game 2.
Yeah, and to be fair, though, that was Perma and Jit both going for that corner boost. Somebody's got to think ball there. It left Shadow wide open for that shot. I think it's hard probably for Lightspeed to keep their head in the game here, but still, I do like to see that they are still fighting on the side of eStorm. They want to get a win here, and why wouldn't you? This is a massive tournament for them, and they've played so hard so far, so may as well play it out hard and strong here. Here's Toon, looking for that shot on, doesn't get it, but gonna follow up on that rebound. Jit there, gonna abandon for that corner boost, doesn't get the boost and doesn't get the ball either. Instead, it's a scramble in the goal box. Shadow gonna take out Jit, but Toon can't get there as Perma does get the block. But a demo coming back through as Toon with the physical play, maybe working out a little bit of that aggression from the previous 3 games.
Yeah, I'd like to see at least more of that mind game coming out from Shadow, because when he did not shoot that ball, all 3 of the players reacted simultaneously, jumping in the air for someone else to take it. But Perma, I mean, you can't count out the clearing ability of Lightspeed. They just really know how to really clear it away from their own zone to give them more space to do especially more things with the ball. And Lightspeed really played the game really smart. They got the goals that they needed. They won all 3 of the games that they needed to win. And now that they're playing this game, it's like they're just playing now just kind of to pad the stats a little bit here.
Yeah, Perma, the individual effort setting up Oreo. Oreo doesn't get the shot, but nice job by Perma to take that one all the way downfield. There is now Perma, Oreo, and Jit all into their corner. Over to Makenex, the clear not there. Makenex needs some help though. Toon a little bit passive. I've noticed Toon fairly passive. Might have been a little bit of those ping issues earlier, but he's been that 3rd man back a lot. Would have liked to see him get in a little bit more on the offense. Definitely tough when it looks like you're having some connection issues as well. So Oreo to Shadow. Shadow waiting back. Perma there. No one there yet for Lightspeed. They're just playing a little bit slower. They seem to do this when they get that lead. They play very comfortable with lead, and you can see they sort of take their foot off the gas a little bit on offense when they do, but it's worked out for them. And when you can make plays like that, when you can make goals come out of nowhere, I guess it doesn't matter because one quick transition, and that's another goal on the board.
Yeah, just a split-second decision to challenge that hit coming out from Toon, and Toon put it in the perfect spot for Jit to just take it over his head. 4-2, 2 minutes, 19 seconds left. I thought we were expecting to see a little bit more out of eStormGG, like the demos, the sort of the confusing offense, and the sort of the mind games coming out of Shadow R. And when we didn't see that in all those 3 of those games, and we see it here now, I mean, if you were playing in an elimination bracket, it would have definitely be beneficial, but this is definitely a different metagame that you have to play.
Yeah, this is the first time I think I've personally seen a tournament with this sort of style, and I really have enjoyed what it's done for the series themselves. It's given a completely different complexion to the individual series and really made each individual game kind of matter in a different way with the score and things like that coming into play. So yeah, it's really nice to see the format working out, and good to see teams like Lightspeed coming in and making a statement, because Nami, we've seen a lot of teams tonight who aren't necessarily these household names for these teams, but for them to be able to come out and make a showing up against some teams that have challenged for the RLRS, and now potentially getting into Sunday where they can face off against some teams who have challenged now for the RLCS. This is just huge that these bubble teams, if you want to call them that, are able to get in and compete in these tournaments. I love that we provide that.
Yeah, especially just before RLCS in Northern Arena, while all that stuff is going on. And I also have to admit as well, with eStormGG, it's really tough to play with a guy that has random ping spikes, like that go up to like 500, because then you feel like you're playing a 2v3. And I guess Toon, even after the restart, it looked like he still was struggling a little bit there. So it does harp especially on a team's mentality on that if you feel like you're playing threes, that means you have more options to you. But if you know you have to compensate for somebody's, I would say, latency, it's really tough, especially how sometimes the servers can be a little bit, inconsistent.
Yeah, but in the end, I think the dominant play from Lightspeed has really shown through, as now this is going to be their 4th win of the series. They're going to get that full 4-0 sweep and really just send this eStormGG team packing in really dominant fashion. So this is good for Lightspeed, because they're going to have a real test for them on Sunday when they get out there and come up against some of these teams. Not only just the teams that have qualified, but the 4 teams that we invited as well, because those are some real powerhouse squads that we have lined up on Sunday. Guys, we're going to finish this one out, but it has been an absolute fantastic set of games so far. Shadow's not done yet, though. He wants the goals. He still continues to be the only player for eStormGG who gets those goals, but he's ready to put them on.
Yeah, if you guys want to see this sort of thing returning on Sunday, remember G2, Team Allegiance, we have FlyQuest and Ghost Gaming. I mean, we already have 2 guys coming from the Rival Series and 2 guys coming from RLCS Series. So you're going to be seeing G2, especially in the RLCS, like come in June. I mean, why not see them a little early, especially how some of the, because they are boot camping right now, guys. They're not sitting around really just watching teams play. They're boot camping. They're scrimming a lot. They're coming up with new strategies. I mean, they're still having to, play their best in this series, and this is also a good way to scrim. And you're going to be sort of seeing, I bet, some developments coming out from those RLCS squads, because I'm really excited to see what they have up their sleeve.
Yeah, and you mentioned the 2 squads from RLRS this past season, Allegiance and FlyQuest, and they're going to get their chance at the RLCS, both of them promoting themselves up into that for next season. So that's going to be huge as well. We've basically got 4 invited teams who are RLCS caliber who are coming on Sunday, guys. So that's going to be Sunday, and we have now, with this match completing here, we have our 8 teams rounded out for that final bracket on Sunday. So just a quick rundown of the teams that we saw move forward. We saw Jimmers and Seoul Esports. They had a real dominant performance. They just wiped the other teams out, 3-0 for them, and they were done tonight. Moving forward, then came Splice, Zabuma Fu, and 3 Noobs playing threes. All 3 of them made their way in, and then finally to round it out, we see Lightspeed here. If we take just a quick glance, Lightspeed, Merlin, if you remember, their 2-2 tie in the previous series got them into the finals, and then Lights Out as well. So some very familiar teams from Rival, and also some teams we haven't seen before, Nambi, and all setting the stage for this tournament on Sunday, and it is going to be a good one.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. Remember, guys, 2 teams, actually technically all of them now are in RLCS, and 2 promotion teams coming out, and this is going to be a really hype series, especially on Sunday, because remember, you're going to be, we're not saying that they're going to be bringing out sort of the secretive stuff that we like to kind of all boast about, going, oh, are they going to bring out their secret strats kind of thing, but it'll be interesting to see, especially on how they have not only changed during the season, but how they sort of grow into it, and see how even just the most, I would say even more important, to see how maybe, I don't know, G2 has grown, especially with regards to this series. And this will be interesting, because we want to do, especially actually more of this stuff with you guys, because this is just the spring open that we're going to be continuing on Sunday. I mean, we got still more stuff in the works for you guys. This is all for the community that we love to keep really tight-knit and, you know, and keep up the hype for, especially for a game like Rocket League.
Yeah, the monthlies, obviously, we're just getting going on those, and you start of a quarterly series for us. We're going to have more of these opens for you as we move forward. But before any of that happens, we got to think about Sunday, and we got to think about the fantastic matchups that we have, guys. So that's going to be Sunday right here at our channel, Rival Esports GG, and that is going to be 12 of the best teams in the scene, 4 invited teams, and 8 of these teams that have battled their way all the way into the finals through these multiple tournaments right now. It's going to be $1,000 that's on the line, $700 going to the winner of that tournament. So you do not want to miss it. And that's just another reason to hit that follow button, get out there on our Discord. Make sure you follow us everywhere. You want to see this information before we get out there so you can be right there at the start of the tournament on Sunday. So guys, we're going to have to leave you right now, but we will be ready to go on Sunday, which with what is going to be just a fantastic series of games. So please join us then. It's going to be 7 Eastern. We will be back with more Rocket League, more of our NA monthly tournaments. Until then, I am Samuel for Nambi. We are signing off.